the way we started the show, I'm not going to do it again. I was driving down and listening to Doug and Scott, and they were doing God's work. I don't know how. They're just nicer than I am because I just can't do stupid. And there was so much stupid calling damn phone lines. People upset about Amon-Ra getting paid or doubting it or knocking it. You sound like the Beverly Hillbillies. That's really the problem here. You're not used to winning. You don't know what it takes. And now all of a sudden you get a guy who's shown up in town. All he's done is the work. All he's done is shut his mouth and produce, go to work every day. And Amon-Ra, for my money, is a top 5 wide receiver. I'm thrilled you paid him. I've been trying to tell you for months it was going to be 4 at 120 or 5 at 150. It just depended on
how long.
That was it. It was going to be Tyreek Hill's deal. So you got it. And then you follow it up. It seemed, 2 hours later, Penei Sewell, 4 at 112. Now, what does it all mean? Now, all right, beyond me knocking people who aren't smart enough to understand that this is what you do when you're a Super Bowl team, and when you get a player who reps your city the way Amon-Ra does, hey, he may get paid a hell of a lot more than you do, but he gets up and he works. And he shows up on time, on task, and he works. And he doesn't cry about it, he doesn't complain about it, and he does his business. Mm-hmm. You reward that player.
Right.
So now what does it all mean? Well, the Sewell thing means something different. I think the Sewell thing absolutely will spell the end of Taylor Decker because you're not going to pay your right tackle $27.5, $28 million per. He's going to be playing the left side.
Right.
Now, I think the Amon-Ra thing, that's just business. You have a number one, you pay him. But see, what you said, you weren't wrong in saying it. Adam Schefter reporting that a deal between Goff and the Lions is not close is fascinating.
Yeah, according to Schefter, there is no deal imminent, in quotes, for Lions QB Jared Goff, despite the fact that St. Brown and Sewell have landed new deals. Per source, the Lions and Goff have spoken about the new deal this offseason, but no deal is close at this time.
It doesn't make me nervous. Let me just say that right there. It doesn't, but it's interesting. Because I think if we started this offseason, we thought Goff would be the first guy to get paid.
Right.
And he wasn't first, and now he's not second. And no, I'm not pitching that this is Max Scherzer turning a deal down and Cabrera getting his money is kind of an FU. No. But it's interesting, Rico. Now, they have this year, and then you do have the franchise tag. But one thing that to me is just not on the table is not paying him. Right. But it makes me wonder, where's the valuation? What is Jared asking for? Mm-hmm. And then how do the Lions see him? We talked about it. I don't see him as a guy that I'm paying Joe Burrow money. I'm not paying you $55 a year.
Right. But you have to be careful because with the salary cap going up, Mike, that number it's why a lot of people didn't like the St. Brown contract. Scary number. Look too big. But here's the thing.
It's not the number. It's I don't want to redefine the market paying Jared Goff.
But the market's going to get redefined no matter what. It's not going to go backwards. So that, yes, Goff and people like that are going to make a ton of money.
I'm fine with it. I'll pay him $45. I can't get to $55 million.
See,
I'm not saying that's what he's asking for.
No. And see, I think the days of 45 left last year. Like you would have locked him up last year.
So what do you got to pay him in your mind?
I'm thinking that you're going to be paying him the lowest amount is probably $48 million a year. You're going to be paying him close to $50 million, and you got to be okay with that you may see a 4-year,
$190.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, if that's what it took. Look, the fact that they're not close is just really interesting because, again, let's say Jared views himself as a $50 million guy. If you're not close, well, that means the Lions don't view you as 45. They view you as 40.
About 40, yeah.
Or does Jared have a demand? And this is all conjecture.
Or maybe the Lions are saying, hey, what if we sign you to a 2-3 year extension and Goff may want more security?
Yeah. Well, it'll be something to monitor, that's for sure. Because we were joking, like, all right, it comes in threes. I guess Jared's getting the deal right as the draft starts.
Right.
Man, if they're not close, that means one or both of their valuations are really out of line.
It still has me perplexed because I thought that this should have been done last year. I thought that this was going to be the first thing done as soon as the season was over, and the first person they re-signed was a kicker that they didn't even use. Okay, and now today is Christmas for all the players. They're opening it under the tree and opening up the gift. Boom, I got this deal, I got this deal. And it's like, what are you doing with Jared Goff? Because when you hear Goff talking, he sounds like he's going to be here for a long term. And, he makes it seem like, this is going to be close. But when you see things like this, it's like, should we just assume that he's going to be here? Now, I'm not trying to stir up the pot. I'm just saying this
yes,
is one of those.
You are.
No, it's one of those, if he's going to be here,
the deflator,
then let's just get this thing over with. Like, what is the problem?
Either he thinks he's worth too much, or they think he's not worth, or he's worth too little. Rico, that's all negotiations are.
Yeah.
And again, I know we're parsing words. It's Adam Schefter. They're not close. Now, Jared, in his podcast where he did call the Detroit media negative, said, no, I don't talk about contracts. My agent's talking about it. I think I'm about to be here in Detroit for a very long time. Okay, well, what's changed?
Yeah.
So, look, you just keep an eye on it. But is it surprising? Yes. I'm
It is
surprised by that.
Or maybe this is all posturing and the Lions steal the draft and announce it tomorrow right before the draft.
248-539-9797. Let's get some of the people in
Because
the
you know
mix.
what? If they did that and then said we're trading out of the first round, I think people would be okay with that.
Well, people need to be okay with. I mean, the idea that I understand you're a fan, you want to see them make a pick, but if they trade down and get 2 second-round picks, how's that bad?
Dan Campbell put it best this morning, talking with Cookies.
Yeah, we're going to play it later. One more sleep or whatever he said?
Yeah, if we trade out, you know what? One more sleep, and then we'll have 2 picks the next day. They'll be okay.
Brian is up next, 97.1. What's up, Brian? How are you?
Hey, Mike. Hi, Rico. How you doing?
Good,
Hey, man.
brother. What's going on?
So, hey, well, I had a lot of bullet points to make earlier when I was on hold, but now it's more of a conversation. I mean, I guess number one, Rico, it's not Christmas for Taylor Decker. Number one. Number two, everybody else in the town, I want everybody to think about it this way. If you're in earshot of this radio station, close your eyes and think about that first half against San Francisco. That's what we need to remember, guys. That's the feeling that we need to get to again. Signing these guys is what we need to do as a baseline to get there. So that's my first point. Second point with regard to Jared Goff, since we're talking about it, is 50 out of the question? Is it?
Are you
because
asking?
That might be the number he wants. I'm asking you.
No,
asking
it
you,
wouldn't
Mike,
be for me. No, I mean, Brian,
It would be.
I would understand it if that's what they had to do. Would I feel as good at 40, as 45? No, but if you get
I think at 47 or 48, like you guys were just talking about, what's $2 more million when the salary cap is going to go up again?
Right.
And
well,
again,
that's why
and
I
again,
said,
and we're the ones paying for it.
That's why I said the Schefter thing. If they're quote not close, I don't think they're at 45 versus 50. That's all I was trying to say.
Sure. Well, at 50, you think back on when Stafford signed the deal, because you guys brought that up as well. We were looking at that deal and we were out of our mind, but we weren't going to, we weren't looking at that deal compared to Breeze and Brady and Manning and all these other guys. I mean, now we've got to pay Goff because, again, those other guys coming up, all these young guys, Burrow and, all these other guys are going to get their money above Goff. So we got to pay him. In regard to splitting hairs on Schefter's, line there, it could be a matter of close. Are they talking money or are they just talking time at this point? I mean, it could be a situation where close is just a matter of time, not necessarily the money.
Well, he's saying
they're
not close. So it could be term. It could be money. Look, Schefter's not in the business of really being provocative. So he just put it out there, and I'm like, all right, well, if they're not close, you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It is, Brian, my only thing I can tell you is I'm a little surprised. That's all.
Let me leave you with this last fact, and I know it's completely off topic, but finally, and if you guys have an open segment in the next 2 days, what is Patrick Kane's cryptic X drop that he just posted about an hour ago about memories, but then let's go Red Wings? So it's an interesting thing. Check that out, what he just posted. You guys have a great day.
You too,
Looking forward to the content the next couple days.
Thank you very much, brother. And Rico is our resident social media guy, so go ahead. Tell me what you're looking at, and we'll
I'm
get
trying
to
to
it.
find it.
248-539.
Yeah, I can read you I can read it real quick if you want. Patrick Kane tweeted out, "Thank you, Red Wings, my teammates, coaches, and all the fans of Hockeytown for welcoming me and my family with open arms this season. This past year gave us memories we'll never forget. The work doesn't stop. Let's go Red Wings."
I'm not going to read into that. That just seems like a nice comment.
Exactly.
I'm not going to tell you a deal's imminent, but I don't think it means he's chucking the deuces to us.
No.
Here's an idea.
Yeah,
Here's an idea. You're an adult. Don't be on social media. There's an idea.
People are overreacting wildly to that, by the way.
And I'm not, because I'm a grown man.
Yeah, because whenever you come out there and say
Jeez.
thank you to somebody, it normally means that you're walking away. It's the full-page ad in the paper that Grant Hill did.
Kenny, show me you got a 3-year offer from somebody, and then I'll wave goodbye.